Hi, this is Anna Hackman from Green Talk, and I'm here with another segment of the Green Gal Next Door. If you haven't been following what the Green Gal's about, it's basically about ordinary women that have taken momentous steps to do things to heal the earth. They've either formed companies or they've taken on causes or something similar to that. Now, I have Susan Hunt Stevens with me today. She's the founder of Practically Green, which is a digital sustainability platform. And I'm going to hand the floor right over to Susan because I want her to explain what is Practically Green about.
Sure. Well, what we focused on first is helping people make healthier and more sustainable choices at home, at work, in the community, because we felt like people really want to embrace these choices and these behaviors, but often get stuck. Part of it is, in some cases, just awareness of what is a decision that they can make around energy or water or environmental health or waste or conscious consumption. Some of it is, I know I want to do it. I know why I want to do it, but I don't know what to use. What product is good? What service is good? How do I make this happen? And then nobody could really say, once I've done this, where am I in this journey? Am I still just getting started and have a long way to go? Have I really made it halfway through? So what we did is we used the LEED system as our guide, and we lovingly refer to Practically Green as a LEED system for daily living. And we created levels for people to understand where they were in a sustainability journey. We took over 400 actions that people could take and built a proprietary scoring system that really is around impact, so that you can look at an action and see, oh, wow, this has 200 points. That's a super high impact action. Or, oh, this action's got 10 points. So it's good to do, but it's not nearly as impactful. It's not going to improve my level or my score as much. But then we also know that often it's thankless to make these choices, and sometimes a little recognition can go a long way, and it also can make the process a lot more fun. So we developed a whole system of badges to reward people, everything from really doubling down and improving their indoor air quality and getting a healthy home badge, to something light and fun like a green date night badge. And then the last piece that really came into it when we were thinking about the fact that there's achievers in this world, people who look at a framework or a checklist and just want to do really well against it. But in fact, people tend to embrace health and sustainability when their social norms change, when their neighbors, their family, and their colleagues change. And so we brought in the power of the social graph, basically. And so for any group of people on Practically Green who are friends or connected through Facebook, or if this is in their company with employees and things like that, you can see what your colleagues are doing and you can see what your friends have done. And that can help you discover things you want to do, maybe a little competition, often a lot of collaboration. And that's a really powerful factor for engagement. The way the company operates is we do have a website that people can come and use for free at practicallygreen.com, but most of our business is licensing and customizing our mobile and web platforms for companies to use with their employees in employee engagement programs or with their consumers in consumer engagement programs.
Now, what I'm going to do, Susan, is I want to switch over to the screen, and you have to hold on just 1 second because it's a little tricky here. So hold on 1 second.
No problem.
Now, I'm on the screen right now, and it shows me some of the people that have done green, met green challenges. Like Megan earned a green challenge for her commuting. And
Yep.
tell us a little bit about that.
So, what's fun is the photos on the website are of actual users. And in fact, there's a ticker on the website that's almost like a real-time ticker of what people are doing right now on Practically Green and what steps they are taking to embrace health and sustainability. The way that it works basically is once you join, it's a simple registration. We have a fun quiz that will tell you essentially how green you are, and it'll run you through a set of pretty common actions to give you, we call it leveling up in gaming. It'll sort of tell you, where are you starting in this journey? Are you barely green? You've just really not done a lot and you're just getting started. Or are you, we're from Boston, so it's wicked green for level 9, meaning you've done a ton. What we hear over and over from people is just that process of the fun quiz and the assessment is extraordinary educational about the framework and just all the choices that are there. And what most people find, even those like me and probably you, Anna, who've been doing this for years, we have Achilles heels. We have things we just haven't gotten to yet. And so that's where the system then really takes over and enables us to set goals and create an action plan around sustainability, connect with, invite colleagues and friends to participate so that you can see the actions they've done and what they've seen. If you are looking at a specific action, you can see not only why it's green and how to do it, but if it requires you to change a brand purchase from a conventional product, say a cleaning product, to something that's green. Not only do you see green products that have been screened by our product specialist to make sure they're really green, but you can see user rating and reviews so you can figure out which ones are good. Because as we like to say, just because it's green doesn't mean it worked and it was a good product. And I think a lot of barriers, especially in some of the personal sustainability things early on, were that some of the products weren't as effective. That's really changed, but I think people felt burned the first time around. So we felt like bringing the wisdom of the crowds to what really was working and to let those who have gone before really help support and collaborate those who are just making these decisions was a really powerful aspect of the platform.
Susan, how did you come up with this idea? I mean, this gaming idea is brilliant. I mean, what but what was the facilitator that, or the epiphany that, that you came up with?
Sure. I mean, it was kind of a confluence of a number of factors. First of all, my background, career-wise, for 15 years was all digital media, interactive marketing. I was the director of marketing for nytimes.com, and then I was running boston.com, which is a large digital division of the New York Times company. And then when my son was 22 months old, he ate a cashew and went into anaphylactic shock. And I had to become one of the legions of parents who have a child with either food or environmental allergies, ADHD, asthma, autism, things like that, that have a lot of environmental factors. And so we just embarked upon what I lovingly refer to now in hindsight as our extreme home green life makeover. And I just found the process really daunting. This started in '06, and I felt like the information was really complex and highly political, and wasn't necessarily sure what to do. And I was finding all this stuff in our food and our personal care products, and I just couldn't believe, despite all the education I had, how little I knew about sustainability and frankly, environmental health. And so we started making these changes in our life, and I started blogging about it, and I got a lot of questions on my blog. And I guess because I'd been in traditional media at a quality outlet, I didn't feel comfortable answering a lot of questions about especially health and things like that, having no education in it. So I started looking for classes that I could take. And the closest thing I could find to a sustainable living sort of course was sustainable design at the Boston Architectural College. They have the first Sustainable Design Institute. And so I begged them to let me in, even though I wasn't an architect, and started their graduate program at night because small kids and big job, and that wasn't enough. I just decided to do that.
You just add one more onto the fire.
Just, one more thing. So, but my third course was on advanced performance buildings, and it was a course on the LEED system. And I just had all these like ding, ding, ding light bulbs go off in my head where I was like, why isn't there something like this for people? And shouldn't it be online? Isn't it just like Mint or Weight Watchers or something like that that's really helping people figure out how to achieve their goals? I just was most interested at that point in time around sustainability goals and what we were doing. And I knew it was a journey. I knew it was hard. And I knew that if there was a way to track my progress and connect with others who were doing it, we could make the whole process just easier, faster. And my goal at the end of the day was to make it way more fun. And that's, I think, a lot of the gamification elements are in there to provide the framework so people understand where they are, so the levels and the points and all of that. So it's a very educational game framework. But, badges and recognition and leaderboards and things like that, maybe it was, initially that I'm sort of that type A achiever competitive type, but I just felt like that would be the kind of stuff that people would be excited about and would engage in. What's been interesting is that there are definitely those kind of folks who the fact that there's a checklist and a leaderboard and all that is gets them really jazzed and really excited. Then there's a huge group of people that are there to connect with the people they know around doing these changes in their life and looking to people for advice, or if they've done it before, looking to help others. And so what has really been wonderful for me to watch over the last 2 years is this company has grown in many ways beyond my wildest expectations. I've really seen that it's that combination of the game mechanics that we use to help people stay motivated with the power of the social norms that really creates what we're finding out is one of the most effective behavior change programs in the country.
Right, because I have to agree with you on that, because I think people feel like they're belonging to something. And, I started this journey a long time ago, and believe me, it's lonely.
Yes, exactly. And especially, we find a lot of people are like, oh, the only people that join you must be, from the East Coast and the West Coast. And in fact, we have an extraordinary number of members from places like Texas and Florida, and not necessarily communities that you would have said, oh, they're winning the Green Cities Award and things like that. And I think it's because people are lonely and they do need advice and support and guidance if they're the first person in their community to embrace this journey. Now, what's been really fun for me in our licensing business is that we're bringing our existing communities on. And so, we work with everybody from major professional league sports teams to major media companies to large technology companies to a movie studio. And what's happening is the employees are coming on together around this topic and around this issue. And so they're really providing competition and collaboration in the workplace. And what's been fascinating for me to watch is, in fact, your colleagues are sometimes the most influential on your behavior change. And it's because you spend so much time with them. They see you from the time you get your cup of coffee, in the morning to when and how you drive home from work. But also, there's that sense at work that if this is important to the company and the company believes that this is really going to be success, embracing sustainability is good for business, I'm more likely to want to do it. Whereas at home, you may say, oh, that person's not like me, therefore I'm not going to do the things that they do. So I've really loved seeing how successful it's been in the workplace.